and welcome to Talking Points here on France 24. The Football World Cup has been engulfed in a major questioning of the refereeing since yesterday, because the results of the two matches were overshadowed by two major refereeing blunders. First of all, England was not awarded a perfectly valid goal after the referees did not see the ball crossing the goal line after it hit the crossbar, went in and out again of the goal. This would have leveled the game 2-2 with Germany and probably changed the outcome. In the evening game of that very day, Argentina's first goal against Mexico was clearly offside. The replay was shown on a giant screen in the stadium, but the referee did not change his mind despite seeing the obvious, all this because the rules of the International Football Federation prevent him from doing so. So is this a controversy too much, and will there be finally a video refereeing in football? To discuss the issue with me here today is Joachim Barbier, who's a journalist with SoFoot. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
And also on the set is Patrick Juillard, who's a journalist with Foot Africa 365.fr. Hello and welcome. So we're hoping to talk only about football, but we're forced once again to talk about refereeing and the possible use of a video instant replay. Is this really going to change things, or is this yet another debate that will be forgotten?
I don't think so, because this is England, and I think that if we read the headlines this morning of the British tabloids, obviously Sepp Blatter has been probably made
Sepp Blatter being the president of the International Football Federation
of the world stupid this morning. And I think that if we come back, for example, to the last one who made the global story was the handball of Thierry Henry. The reason why it became such a world story, it's because it was an Anglophone country. And because this is England, I think that it's going to put a superior pressure on FIFA and Sepp Blatter, just because everybody's talking about that today, including us. So I think that might be the last event that probably will push FIFA to organize a debate about that, and I'm sure that they probably will install 5 referees and not the video for probably the next competitions.
So do you think this could be the final straw? I mean, there have been a number of controversies, obviously, about offsides, the ball crossing the line or not. And so do you think this could really be a game changer, if I may say?
I think Joachim's point is really relevant. It's true that, as you know, football was born in England. It's the major country for football supporters in Europe and also in the whole world. So now Sepp Blatter became a public enemy #1 in England. So things could change. But I don't think that 5 referees will solve the all problems. It will prevent some players from committing some faults and acting bad on the field, but I don't think it will solve all those issues with crossing the lines or not.
Right. So just for our viewers, right now there are 3 referees. One is on the field, the 2 other are line referees. The idea would have to have 1 additional referee in each box where most of the action takes place. This is the position of the football authorities right now.
It has already been tested during the Europa League Cup last season in Europe, so it brought some results because it prevented some players from acting badly in the box, but it's only a small answer to a big problem, I think.
Right. So why are the football authorities so much against video? I mean, it exists in tennis. It has been installed in rugby, for example. Why this opposition?
For one simple reason is that football authorities are considering football as a universal game, and they want quarter-final game to be treated, referring the same way that Sunday game you're playing in Issy-les-Moulineaux. So under this, we can consider is a bit hypocrite, because obviously this is not the same thing, a quarter-final in terms of sports and financial, what is at stake, But that's the reason why basically FIFA doesn't want to change the rule and bring the video, because they want to be every football players in the world. It could be an amateur on Sunday morning, it could be a professional. They want them to be treated exactly the same way.
But I mean, does it work when there's a clear injustice? I mean, we're seeing video replays of that game, and yesterday we see the ball for England clearly crossed the line by maybe 1 meter or a little bit less, but it was very obvious. I mean, can you still say, oh, refereeing has to be universal when it is unfair?
Yeah, I think your point is right. They're late, and they should at least authorize video refereeing for two cases, which is crossing the line or not, crossing the goal line and crossing the offside line. Then you can say, is the player offside or not? Has the ball got in the goal or not? You can say it's easy. For the other cases, video won't solve anything, because it should always remain at the referee's appreciation.
Right. So there we're seeing the shot from Frank Lampard, which goes in and out. And did you see it immediately that it was going in? And
yes, because we got the help of 16 or 18 cameras.
Right.
And we are.
But
I mean, the only.
Why not use it if it's there?
Yeah, I mean that's the question. That's an issue. I mean, even since 2006, the final and Zidane's headbutting, because for now that's the only example where actually.
Can you just explain for our viewers?
Because actually, first of all, the referee didn't see the Zidane's headbutting, and then he watched the fourth referee, which is
on the sideline,
saw it on the screen, on the TV realization, and then he make the referee on the field aware that there was this headbutting. FIFA didn't admit it, but it's exactly what happened, and that's the only example of video assisting for refereeing.
And so Zidane was infamously sent off.
Yeah, and then he was sent off. But I don't have like a proper position. I don't know, because what I like with football and what people probably like, football fans, that it makes people talk about it. And, in 10 or 15 years' time, English fans probably still going to talk about this injustice and this wrong decision. And in a way, it's like football is not like an American sports where, video assist is just common, because they are sports made for television. And it's not a sport like even rugby, which is like a very, I would say, Anglo-Saxon Protestant, where you never see, when there's a decision, even it's unfair, you never see a bunch of players going around the referee and trying to change, the decision. Football is a sport for, let's say, Latin, Catholic people, where it's always between transgression, redemption. When we talk about Maradona's hand, it's hands of God. And I think that people like football not only for the game, but for everything that can bring in terms of social, discussion and all about that. And I think we would lose something, a bit of its charm of football and this. What we can consider as injustice, but it's something very important. It's like one of the core value of football.
So one of the core value of football seems to be cheating, right?
I think
yes, exactly.
Okay, he said it.
It's partly true, but another reason why the International Federation doesn't want to change the rules is that some people say that it would interrupt the games too much. Right. And turn football into a kind of, as you said, a kind of American sport where there's always a
commercial break,
a break and a break for video assist, and so it would somehow break its charm. But how could you say charm remains when there are such major mistakes? And if the goal was given to Frank Lampard, England would have made it to 2-2 at the moment, and maybe it would have changed the game.
I don't think so. England was terrible anyway.
But I mean, and as you said, there has been. It's actually ironic that there has been a controversy between Germany and England since 1966, the final of the World Cup, where England was awarded a goal where the ball hit the crossbar, went down. The goal was awarded, and since that very day, a long time ago, the Germans are saying they were, England stole the World Cup since then. I mean, do you think this is going to be the same story with what happened yesterday?
No, but it makes football great for that. It's like you come back to one, special fact, and then 44 years later, then the history comes back. And you don't want to have football, run by computers or cameras or whatever. It's just like what I was saying. It's just like we like it because everything is unpredictable. Even refereeing, it's based on human perception, and the reason why football fans like it. They don't want to have a.
But there's also suspicion about corruption of referees and so on. I mean that's also a problem.
Refereeing will remain human even though you authorize the video assists for crossing the lines. I mean, for instance, for the penalties in the box, it will always remain at the referee's appreciation, and there will always be controversies about was there a penalty or not. So,
but I mean, isn't this? I mean, when such things happen, the referees know that there was a mistake even before the game ends. In the case that I mentioned between Argentina and Mexico, he saw it on the screen. He knows he made a mistake. Game against England, before the end of the game, was before halftime. Mm-hmm. He knows he made a mistake, so he's destabilized already by all this.
He's got the choice between two mistakes. One is giving a goal that should not be given, and the other one is to go against the International Federation's rules. So that's an impossible choice.
But it puts them in a terrible position.
But there was a great film made on referees at the last Euro in 2008. It's called Kill the Referee. And it really gives us an inside view of how it is to refereeing in a big competition. At halftime, the referees, they go back to the dressing room, they switch on their telephone, their mobile, the family at home, send them SMS, text, okay, you made a mistake, there was a penalty, there was no offside. They know, already. And I think that regarding this, this issue, I think FIFA could choose the best referees. They know some are bad, some are psychologically not as strong as they should be, but for some, let's say, geopolitical reason, they choose referees that just make sure that all continents are represented. If the good referees are the one from South America, just take 3 or 4 of them, to a referee for the quarterfinal. If they're from Europe, they're from anywhere. At the same time, they're always like the politics of football because FIFA wants to please everybody, and sometimes they're just taking and choosing referees who don't have the level to referee at this top level. So I think that you can keep on that logical, based on human resources in a way, but just try to take the best person, the best referees of the world, beside all the geopolitical, let's say, circumstances.
We know that Mr. Rossetti, who did the mistake yesterday during the Argentina game, was the favorite for the final because he's Italian and Italy is out of the World Cup, so it should have been quite fair to give the final to an Italian referee. But now he knows his World Cup is over. So it's true that what Joachim said is that the International Federation always chooses the referees according to geopolitical rules, no real sportive rules. So it breaks things. I think it's...
Okay, just one last very quick question. Who will win the World Cup? Beyond the referees.
Unfortunately, Brazil.
Unfortunately, Brazil.
I hope we'll see Argentina versus Ghana for the final.
And who wins?
Ghana.
A bold bet. Thank you very much to both of you, and there'll be probably other occasions to discuss referees in football. Thank you for watching Talking Points on France 24.